Live in all the places. Just grabbing some of the links. Eric, can we do a quick audio check?
Hey everyone, welcome.
I don't think I don't have you on Zoom.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Still don't have you.
Oh.
Try again.
Hey,
Hey,
can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
All right, now you're good.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Welcome everyone to the growth call.
Yeah, while I get these announcements out, do you want to give us the quick overview of the data, set the tone for the growth call?
Yes.
Yes.
So we have 1,415 monthly active users. The record is 1,700 set last month. And compared to previous months, this is the second all-time high. The only one higher is last month. And but apart from that, we are above every single month of this year and the previous one, since the UI went live, of course. Monthly active threaders, we are 927. This is also, well, it's not the second highest, but it's in the top 4. Very close to last month. So we are not losing a lot of users. We had 960 by this time of the month last month. And we have the content creators at 944. This is alarming a little bit. We are 200 content creators behind. This is most likely, well, now this is the reason why we are lagging a little bit from September to compared to August in terms of total monthly active users. And what's the other metric? Oh yeah, commenters. Well, I have them here as commenters, but you could also call them content consumers, because if they are leaving a comment on INLEO, that means that they are basically using INLEO to browse everywhere. So maybe we should start calling them content consumers. And we have 341, which is very, very on par with the average of the past 7 months. Let me just check the average. 366, yeah. So pretty much on average. And this is a good metric, 74,000 threads. And I don't think we do a lot of, we don't emphasize how much or how important threads are for the Hive block size. We have 74,000 comments done by on INLEO, and that's only the threads, not the comments as well. So if we add that up, we are adding 80,000 custom JSONs with content, with real consumption to the Hive blockchain. So, which gives me the idea of pulling how many comments, I'm gonna write this down, how many comments we have as a blockchain per month. There.
Yeah, I think I checked that number once, and I saw that I forgot what the total percentage was, but I think it was a pretty material percentage of all the comments on Hive are actually threads. I think it's like closing in on 20% from what I remember, but could be wrong about that. So it would definitely be nice to see that data pulled each month, because I think our percent share of comments done on Hive, which obviously threads are comments, is actually quite high. So definitely would be curious to see that data come out. Taskmaster said the Leo shorts total is 4,600, so almost 5,000. He also said threads are down in terms of month over month. So yeah, we do need to see more activity. I think there's just been a little bit of a lack of activity this past month in general, but yeah, definitely should pick up the activity in the last week. The rest of this week will be the last of the month, so we should all try to pick up the activity a little bit.
Yes, I'm trying to pull data right now. Should be fairly easy. Total on Hive. Let's see.
Taskmaster asks, can you pull how many transactions are generated through Leo? So including basically, I think this would basically just be taking all the data we pull and making a total metric. He's saying include post threads, comments, votes, post threads, comments, and votes. So I don't know if we can just make like a total metric on how many transactions are being done. I think we also, if we did something like that, we should also, this would be like a good external metric. Actually, I like this idea. I'm going to save it too, because I think we should do this as like an external metric that we could post on X, once a week and use it to promote INLEO. How many total transactions is the entire platform doing? Include posts, comments, votes, and also Leo token transfers, which should include like when someone gets paid out Leo, because that's a transaction on chain. It should include when someone powers Leo up, powers it down, sells it on the internal on the Hive engine market, transfers Leo to another user, all Leo token transfers as well. So I would expand on what Taskmaster's asking and then do like a total, like literally like a total on-chain transaction number count. I think that would be like a really cool metric to track over time. And then we could push that out on X, because as we gain more users, that number is going to grow exponentially, because each user is going to be doing, there's some users like Task that are probably doing over 1,000 transactions a day between, threads, posts, comments, upvotes, token transfers. So I think we should definitely start tracking that total transaction metric.
Yeah, definitely. I'll find out a way to pull it. That shouldn't be that hard. The data is here already. So there's been 472 comments on Hive so far, and out of those, in total, 79,000 have come from Leo. So that's what 17%, I think.
17%. Yeah, I thought it was like closing in on 20. So that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Lucretia said Leo shorts are awesome, more creators on INLEO soon. Yeah, I like that comment, because it kind of leads into, if you read the title, onboarding creators to Web3. So I put out a thread yesterday talking about the new creator subscriptions feature. I was hoping to have it live today, but it looks like it'll be more like Saturday. I'm still pushing to have it done this week, but I had to make a few last minute changes to the way we were doing things on the back end. So the front end is all ready, though. I've been sharing teasers. So if you go to my profile and look through some of my threads that I posted recently, you'll see some teaser content about what the creator subscriptions UI looks like. There's actually a ton of features on the UI front that needed to get added. And I can go into the depths of it in a blog post and in the AMA, but we had to add obviously like new feeds, we had to add new pages, we had to add a new subscription flow for when you sign up to a creator subscription. We also added a new, I haven't really talked about this whole lot, but in addition to the premium checkmark, when you subscribe to an author, you'll also get like a crown icon now. So you'll get that crown icon whenever you're engaging with that author. So like, for example, like I'm going to have a creator subscription. If any of you guys in the Threadcast right now were subscribers of mine, you would, in addition, like to the right of your check mark, you would also have this crown icon as well. I'll post a screenshot of it. But that's kind of like a nice little indicator as well. And especially when you do Threadcasts, I feel like that's going to be kind of cool, since you'll be able to, I'm just pulling this icon. It'll be cool for creators in Threadcast, because you'll be able to kind of pick out from your audience who is not only who's a premium member, but of INLEO in general, but who's one of your subscribers. So just posted a screenshot in the Threadcast of what that crown icon looks like. But just imagine that crown next to your username. So So that's really cool. So you got that, you've got the feeds, you got the payment flow. And then you also have we needed the toggles to be able to choose which of your threads and which of your blog posts are subscriber only and which are for the main feeds. So we added that as well. So all those toggle switches. So yeah, just a ton of features. And then that's just the front end. The back end is we had to add new payment flows for the back end. We also integrated recurring payments. So we're actually going to roll that out for premium as well on INLEO. So now you'll be able to do the 10 HBD a month for the premium in general. You'll be able to do that on a recurring subscription. So we did that. And then we also added the ability to change the payment amount. But if you saw, I put out a thread that we're not going to launch with the ability to change the payout amount or the payment amount for subscriptions. So it's going to be one flat rate, which is 5 HBD a month for all creators at launch. And then we'll add the ability to change that later. So no timeline on that right now. So it'll come later that you'll be able to increase the subscription cost if you want to. And then in addition, we'll obviously add more payment methods as well, but we're launching with HBD only. So you'll be able to subscribe to people with HBD. And yeah, you'll be able to do recurring subscriptions. There won't be a yearly option at launch, but we may add that later as well. So my whole point with this is, all the technical stuff is left for the AMA and the blog post. But what I want to focus on in this growth call is how can we leverage this new feature and bring in more creators to INLEO? So I think there's two aspects to that. There's creators from Hive who, I think for years have been looking for a way to further monetize their accounts. Right now, for the last 8-9 years, the only way to monetize your Hive account is through the rewards pool, essentially. So, what I've been looking at doing for a very long time is how can we add new methods for, the top creators on Hive or just any creator on Hive to monetize their account, both beyond the 7-day payout window and just monetize it outside of the rewards pool in general. Creator subscriptions, I think, is, the first of its kind in terms of allowing you guys to do that. So I'm envisioning, people like Taskmaster, people like myself and others launching these creator subscriptions. And then, if you get 10 subscribers, 20 subscribers, 100 subscribers a month, I mean, that can be life-changing money for a lot of people on the platform. So, and then in addition, a small percentage is taken from each subscription. And that goes to the Leo subscriptions account. And that 100% of that revenue buys back the Leo token and does the same thing as premium, which is it buys back the Leo token and then it permanently pools it as liquidity on Leo Cacao on the Maya protocol. So, I think this is a really good, economic benefit for the entire ecosystem, down to the individual creators as well as the whole platform. So, the first piece I mentioned, how do we get more Hive creators? I've already talked to Eric this morning about one thing we're doing, which is DMing creators from Hive, on Discord or wherever they are, and letting them know that this is coming and that they should launch a creator subscription, and then working with them to, promote their subscription and try to get people to subscribe to them. So I think that, that's a good strategy. We obviously already have the brand on Hive, so we need to leverage that and get creators, onboarded. It's if we have 1,000 creators who all launch creator subscriptions and, each one gets a few subscribers, that's obviously, a pretty good economic scale for our platform, relative to how big we are right now. So that piece we've kind of got on lock in my opinion. I mean, and then you guys, I think as a community could go out, create blog posts, create threads, comment on the people who are the top creators on Hive, and let them know that this feature is coming. And then when it goes live, obviously teach them about it and how to use it. I think that's something that you guys can do as a community to get more Hive creators onboarded. And then the second piece, which I think is, really important, is getting creators that are not on Hive yet to see that we've got this and then bring them to INLEO and Hive, and use this as kind of like the showcase of what's possible. So, I was talking to Joel, who's on the Dash team at HiveFest about this, and I kind of showed him some of the behind the scenes of the creator subscription stuff. And, being that he's someone that lives entirely on crypto, he obviously is very excited about this whole kind of model about being able to earn crypto in general. So obviously you've got the rewards pool, but now you've got this creator subscriptions model. it just gives you a whole other way to have a constant stream of crypto flowing into your account. And especially as someone who lives on crypto, I think that that's super valuable. So we need to go out to X and other platforms and figure out how we can get creators to get onboarded and launch a creator subscription. So, I'm kind of envisioning a really good kind of elevator pitch that we can take to creators on other platforms like X, and we can say, okay, so you've got an audience, and you obviously want to monetize that audience. That's kind of the whole point of what you're doing. So, if you come to INLEO, and we're not saying that you have to ditch your other platforms, we're just saying use INLEO as an extra tool in your toolkit. Come to INLEO, launch a creator subscription, obviously sign up first, sign up for an account, launch a creator subscription, and then also share the fact that you're posting content on INLEO with your audience on X or wherever you came from. And do it by sharing your referral link and then also promoting a creator subscription, because now what you're doing is you're able to earn up to $50 for every user that follows you that then joins INLEO. And then in addition, if they join INLEO, get engage with your content, and then ultimately become a subscriber of yours, now you're also earning 5 HBD a month from that user that you onboarded. So it's like a $50 hit in the beginning to sign them up. And then you also earn, recurring money every month. So what we've done now is kind of create a nice little, rounded ecosystem. We've kind of closed the loop in terms of allowing creators to monetize themselves very deeply on the platform. So I think it's really, I think this is like a really good marketing point for us. And I'm open to ideas if you guys want to write them in the Threadcast of how can we approach creators off platform and try to find ways to onboard them. Eric, any thoughts on how we can do that and best practices to make sure that we're making, taking full advantage of the opportunity there?
Yes, so we have tried in the past to do viral strategies where we leverage the community to help us reach more people on X, on Instagram. And the fact is that the crypto target audience, most of them, they are not creators. So I do think that we should focus on creators themselves, like, creators by excellence. They don't necessarily have to be crypto content creators. They can just be general creators. And then based from that, how we want to reach them. So of course we could go the more effective, but definitely more tedious way of trying to DM them, all of them, and showing them how INLEO works. So we could actually mix that strategy, just find good content creators on X, leverage the team we have, Swansika and Idiosyncratic, to find these accounts, and then I can just try to message them, link with them. But also, I do think that a few posts on X explaining all of this, and then using these posts to just comment under the content creators and say, hey, this content is amazing. This probably would have gotten a few likes and a few cents if you had posted it on INLEO, and then just link to the post explaining how content monetization can happen, and all of the options that users will have. So I have seen that works a lot. We haven't really tried it yet because we don't have yet the content subscription, the creator subscription model. But as soon as it goes out, I think we should definitely go down that route.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think we just really need to list out all the different ways that we can market this, and then just start hammering and see what works, and then obviously apply more pressure. One thing kind of related to what Eric just said is you need to get some success stories going. That's what sells. So that's what Taskmaster said, and I definitely agree, which is why I think reaching out to creators that are already on Hive, telling them about the feature, having them launch a creator subscription. I reached out to Taraz KP, which is a pretty well-known author on Hive, and I told him that this feature is coming. And then obviously I think Task is a great example of someone that spent years building a brand on Hive. So, having a few of these creators launch a subscription service and then getting, my goal would be, can we get one of them to get, 100 plus subscribers, which would obviously be, $500 a month, going to the author. I think if we can get a couple people like this, succeeding, then we can take those success stories and then use them as marketing material and go out and say, these are this is how big Taskmaster's audience is, and look at how much money he's making every month. You're a creator on X with 10x the audience size, which is naturally happening because, X is a much bigger platform. Imagine if you brought some of your audience over to INLEO and launched a creator subscription. You could potentially have as much success as Task or even more. So yeah, I definitely agree with getting some early success and traction. I mean, a lot of this stuff, we always talk about the flywheel effect. Like, the hardest part of the flywheel is getting that initial momentum. So we really need to just get some early usage of these features, and from there we can build. So, premium is at about 200 total premium subscribers right now, and then having some people get creator subscriptions going, and just getting that flywheel pushed a little bit more is what's really key. This also, a little bit less talked about, is that this also adds a whole other use case for being a INLEO premium member, because to launch a creator subscription, you have to be premium. So it actually just added a whole new use case to being premium as well. Yeah, mod manga. I don't know. We may do something like that later about not requiring premium to launch, but being a creator, if your goal is to earn the most revenue per month, being premium on INLEO is a complete no-brainer, because you get more upvotes, your content gets shown more in the feeds, and then now you can launch a creator subscription as well. So, I think requiring premium is actually just a really low bandwidth way to filter out the nonsense, and then also obviously increase the value proposition of premium. Bradley Arrow said, I predict Taskmaster will be the first to 100 subscribers if he does one. I think he is going to do one. I saw a short where he was asking his audience what topic he should make it about. But yeah, I would love to see Task be, the first one to get to 100. I just want to see, creators start to use this on Hive. I think it's something that a lot of us have been waiting for a long time. I mean, I've been creating content on Hive for over 8 years now. And the only real way to monetize my account has been the rewards pool. So this just adds a whole new layer. Vic Van said, X is a big platform and many creators aren't eligible to monetize their accounts, but on INLEO, anybody can do it. Yeah, it's, that's one of our main target demographics, in my opinion, is the small to medium-sized creators on X and other platforms who work really hard. They work just as hard as everybody else to grow their brand, but they don't really have a lot of monetization tools because they're at the bottom of the spectrum. So, the 99% of the money earned by social media influencers is at the top. And then basically everybody from small to medium size splits the 1%, that's left over. And a big reason for that is just because of the tools that are available to them. INLEO and the ecosystem we built completely flips that on its head, because all the tools are available to everybody from the start. There's no gatekeeping behind, having a certain audience size of any kind. So, you make your first thread and you can earn 10 cents on INLEO, versus if you go to another platform and you make your first piece of content, you will almost 100% guaranteed you will not make any money from that first post. And then you could make 1,000 more posts and still never make $1 for all those posts. On INLEO, that's just simply not. I mean, I don't think anybody has ever come to the platform, made 1,000 posts and earned less than $1. So it's we have built-in monetization from the start, and then as you build your brand, you have tools like creator subscriptions and referrals, where you can then further monetize your account outside of the rewards pool. So I think we need to really define this target demographic, this niche market. I think our niche market is really the small to medium-sized creators who want to earn, a living from their social media work, but can't because they're not big enough on these other platforms. That's really the niche that we're going after. I mean, you can imagine that INLEO onboards 1,000 of these smaller creators, and the vibrancy of INLEO as a platform will be completely different.
Yeah, and one thing that we have to take into account is that So you can look at it as what came first, the creators or the audience. So some people could argue that where the creators are or where the influencers are, the audience goes there. So there's a lot of there's an argument to be made about how crypto Twitter or crypto X works, which is they onboard big follower users with a huge audience, and they make deals with them, or they onboard them, like however they do it. And the creators or the influencers or the KOLs, their work is to bring the community in. Uh, but we have seen that's just hype based, and it's just a fad. And all of the projects that have done that in the past, they have a big explosion and then a huge dump, and they basically die off. And but the other approach is to do it the other way around. So you can bring the audience first, show them how it works, show them how they can benefit from using INLEO, and then the creators and the influencers and the KOLs will say, "Oh, there's an audience here. Maybe I should go build my brand there." So I do think that the second one is the best way for long-term sustainability and not just a hype or a fad. And being here for 5 years in Leo has shown that we're in for the long run. We don't want to just explode for 6 months and then nobody even talking about us anywhere. So, yep, I do agree with what you're saying, Cal.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Bushcraft Bites said, at first, I'm going to create only one subscriber only post to give other owners a way to support me if they believe I'm adding value to the platform. Yeah, see, I think you bring up a good point as well, that there are infinite ways that you can leverage something like creator subscriptions. So, don't pigeonhole yourself into thinking that you have to make, paywalled content in order to launch a creator subscription. One thing you can do, like you may make zero paywalled content and you can still have a subscriber base, but you build an understanding with your subscribers that they're not subscribing to you to get access to private content. They're subscribing to you because they want to support you as a creator. So, it's completely up to you what you want to paywall or not paywall. I actually had a good conversation about this at Hive Fest, and Eric, I want to talk to you about this off stream as well. But the Hive borehole project is funded by the DHF to obviously bring water to certain parts of the world. So one thing I was talking to the founder of that about at Hive Fest was launching a creator subscription and allowing people on Hive to subscribe to that subscription, and support the project with 5 HBD a month without, and I said you can or can't, like you don't have to create paywall content. You can if you want to. So what I told him is, like, it might be cool if you did something where if you do subscribe, like there's some behind the scenes footage that you can watch, or images you can see, or text that you can read, about some of the behind the scenes things happening. But I told him, I was like, you can do that if you want to, but you don't have to. Like you could just launch the subscription and say, by subscribing, your subscription payment is supporting this project. It's a donation every month. So I think that is a whole other use case as well. It's like a charitable use case for creator subscriptions. So I actually think that this is just a whole new tool that you guys really need to find different ways to leverage. There was another person at Hive Fest. I'm forgetting his username, but he makes really high quality blog posts. And you know, one idea I had was, you can basically paywall some of those blog posts, or you can just say, by subscribing to me, you're supporting my ability to continue creating these blog posts outside of just rewards pool rewards. So again, I just think there's infinite ways that you can leverage this. It's really just about how creative you want to be, and then also how deep of a bond do you have with your audience. Tasker said people need to start thinking about what they want to be known for. This is where subscription appeal will come from. Do you want to be a newscaster, sports commentator, movie or food critic? Start making shorts about it and become known. Think of yourself as a business. Yeah. I've been pushing this for years now. through INLEO, on INLEO, and about, obviously your Hive account, is that your Hive account is a business, and your brand is very important. So on social media, everyone is focused on building a brand, and Hive is a little bit different because of the rewards pool. So everyone's a little bit more focused on rewards. But I think if a lot of us start to shift and think about our account as a brand, you can actually, in the end, earn a lot more than you just from the straight up rewards pool. So I think Taskmaster is extremely right that you need to kind of define your niche and figure out what you can build with your audience in terms of sentiment, and then you can, build out your subscriber base. Vic Van said, I think the features being added to INLEO makes the vision get clearer. Yeah, I mean, I've been pushing that the vision is obviously, to build $100 million ecosystem and then beyond as well. And then, the broader mission statement is to empower, creators and users, with Web3. So we build out these tools to make your lives better. And I think that our niche audience is, the small to mid-sized creator who, wants to engage on social media, but doesn't want to be, continually make X and Facebook and Instagram, richer than they already are. These platforms soak all the value from user generated content. And INLEO basically has the same model. We've got ad revenue, we've got premium revenue, we've got creator subscriptions on the way. We are actually monetizing all the attention, but instead of it going to a central corporation, it goes back into the users who built the platform and make the user generated content. And that kind of leads me into a comment from Godfish that I typed back to as well. He said, aren't you afraid these 1,000 creators would instantly start dumping their rewards and push the price of Leo to zero? And I said, I responded and I said, not at all, because they're generating premium revenue, subscription revenue, and ad revenue. The reason why Leo's price is going to go up is through usage. It's not going to be because we lock people into the token and we tell them that they can't sell the token. So that's never going to work in terms of making the token's value go up. The real way we make Leo more valuable is the same way that Facebook, X, and these other social media platforms built multi-billion-dollar businesses. They did so by having user-generated content and then monetizing that user-generated content. Instead of, and like I just said, instead of one of those platforms, the way that they do it is they monetize user-generated content. They pay users, pennies on the dollar, and then they soak up all the value for themselves. Instead of doing that, we do the exact same model, but instead of the soaking up value for ourselves model, we soak up all the value and we push it into the Leo token. So that's how you really build a valuable ecosystem. It doesn't matter at all, what creators do in terms of their rewards. I think that is just completely irrelevant. Some will hold it and some won't. The ones who hold it basically are signaling that they believe in the platform. And I think a lot of people that hold it, if the platform is successful, will make, 1,000 times more money than the people that don't hold Leo, but obviously can still create and make an income. It's like being an employee, like an early employee at Facebook. Let's just continue with that example. Early employees, like, you can earn a salary, or you can earn, some of your salary or a lot of your salary as stock options. If you just, instantly dump your stock options and Facebook is really successful, you still earned your entire salary. Like, that's still awesome and you're probably still happy. But if you don't dump all your stock options and Facebook is extremely successful, that's why you now have people like Chamath Palihapitiya that are like billionaires just based on their stake in Facebook that they earned by being early employees. So that's really, using these Web2 models as a framework, I think is really valuable, and just changing it slightly. So all we're doing is taking their model and changing it slightly by adding Web3 to it. So by adding Web3, you have tokenization, you have monetization for the small and medium-sized creators, and then you also have the censorship resistance aspect of owning your keys and owning your data.
Yeah, and I just want to add to that because I think it's one of the most important things to consider. So when you are trying to onboard content creators, the first thing that they think about is, oh, damn, I'm gonna have to build my brand again, build my follower again, my follower base, my audience. So it all comes down to, let's say you have 20,000 followers on X, and then you come to INLEO, and then you realize that in order to get rewards, or in order to get a share of the of the pool, you have to build an audience, reply to a lot of people. Like, you remember when you came to Hive for the first time, one of the first advices and tips people gave you was try to be active, reply to other people, the basic recommendations to build an audience and to build connections on any other social media platform. But so that's a good thing, but also it's that deterrent to how content creators would look at INLEO. They would be like, oh, I already have an audience here. Why do I want to build another one here? But if they can migrate that audience and make them allow them to monetize their interactions with them, and at the same time subscribe, and at the same time it becomes that sort of an internal flywheel where the creator makes money from subscriptions, and that those subscriptions, the creator might say, hey, 50% of my subscriptions are going to go to buy Leo Power so that I can give back to my subscribers and to my commenters, my content consumers, etc., so that we all benefit from these interactions. And in the end, it all comes out from the Hive inflation and the Leo inflation, which in the end, it's something positive because we want more users, we want more holders, we want the tokens to be more decentralized. So in the end, if creators come here and use the sell point of leveraging the Hive inflation and the Leo inflation and the content monetization and the creator subscriptions monetization, etc., etc., they use all of those tools that we are providing to them. In the end, they can just use that to make people migrate to INLEO or just use INLEO in parallel to the other social media platforms. But in the end, it's just a net positive. The inflation of Hive and the inflation of Leo is already programmed. So if we can distribute it more to more people and have more holders, it's just going to be, I don't want to say up-only mode, but it's beneficial for Hive and for INLEO.
Ahmad Manga said, I'm not sure there are even 100 people who'll be willing to subscribe to other users on Hive for paywall content. There's less than 300 premium subscribers, and premium is actually profitable. Yeah, I mean, premium is profitable, and I think that it's crazy that there aren't more premium subscribers because it literally not only covers the cost of being premium and you get all those features basically for free, you actually make money in terms of becoming premium. So you pay 10 HBD, but then you make more than that each month. So I do think that premium is kind of undervalued in general. And in terms of, having 100 people willing to subscribe, I mean, that is up to you guys. That's up to the creators. That's up to the community. You need to find a way to provide enough value to make people want to subscribe. I mean, there's somewhere between 7 and 10,000 monthly active users on the entire Hive blockchain. So go out there and figure out how you can provide value to that audience and tap into, 1% or 10% of it. That's really up to you guys as creators. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can find to provide value. I have a ton of ideas in terms of what I want to do with my creator subscription. Giving you guys, I kind of mentioned this on the AMA, but giving you guys the subscribers, my creator subscribers, private AMAs, doing subscriber only, chats, giving you guys behind the scenes looks at, development and how it all works, giving you early access to new features, talking about my trades and investments before I would, publicly, basically like one idea I have is to actually publish like a public portfolio, but do it privately to subscriber only, to my subscriber only feed. So, I mean, there's just so many different ways that you can leverage a tool like this. So it's really up to you guys to find out, how many people are willing to subscribe based on how much value you can provide. Vic Van said, how will the creator's subscription be? Is it monthly, yearly, or is the price going to determine that? So it at launch, it's monthly only. So it's $5. The only setting is 5 HBD a month. So $5 a month is what you can do to subscribe to a creator. And then you can decide if you want recurring payments enabled or you don't, and you want to do it manually. Bushcraft Bites said, so far no downtime from the latest updates, which is great. Great job for that. Yeah, I've noticed there's this has been a pretty smooth update. So you guys may have seen there's a bunch of new features. One thing is like if you look at the vote counter, you can find that in a few different places, but there's a new UI for that. So we'll dive into all that in the AMA. But yeah, bunch of new features and bug fixes just got rolled out last night. Bushcraft Bites also said, will there be a subscriber tab on every premium profile, or do you need to publish a subscriber only post to create this paywall? I'll put a screenshot in the threadcast. You actually do it from the settings page. If you're premium, there's a new button in the settings page. I'm gonna have to pull it up. But there's a new button in the settings page if you're premium where you can toggle to enable or disable creator subscription. So if you haven't enabled it, then obviously it's not going to show. But if you have enabled it, then it will add a subscribe button to your profile page. So I'll drop both of those in the threadcast as soon as I find them.
Trying to find where you are. I think I found it. Yeah, Bushcraft. So Taskmaster is saying the fact that there aren't 200 plus shorts done on INLEO per day is an indictment on the community. People need to step up. Yeah, definitely. And the fact that you can just upload, and I am guilty of this. The fact that you can publish a short from your phone, record it from your phone, and just launch it. It's so easy, and everyone has a phone. So yeah, we definitely need to step up on this, and I will lead the charge on this. I will you just put me on the spot task. I will upload one short per day. About what? I have no idea, but I will.
That's the thing about shorts is you can upload, really anything. I think I upload somewhere between like 5 and 15 a day, kind of depends on the day. But I upload all sorts of different types of shorts. A lot of times I actually, if I see a short on like YouTube or something that I think is like a cool video, I'll just screen record it and then post it on shorts. So, I mean, there's so many different things you can do, including just kind of pulling shorts from other platforms and putting them on here. I think we just need more good content. So syndication is something that you can do. I've seen Lucrendia, however you say that username, post like AI videos on shorts. And then also I sometimes will just record myself talking or announcing something like the AMA or the growth call. And I'll just make like a 30-second short and promote it. And then I'll like drop the link to the threadcast in the reply section of that short. So there's just so many different ways you can use shorts, and like you just mentioned, Eric, it takes virtually no time to make a short. I mean, you can make a short as fast as you can make a thread in many cases. You just record something, add a title, add a quick description, and then post it, and it gets posted. Luis88 asked ETA for this feature referring to creator subscriptions. Yeah, it should be live this week. So we've got it in the test server right now. I put out a thread last night, saying that I'm still pushing for Saturday now. But we have it in testing, and as soon as I'm comfortable with how everything's working, then we'll push it live. But basically all the work is done. So now it's just about polishing a few things. Bushcraft said I don't have the subscription option in my setting yet. Yeah, it's not in production yet. So once it's rolled out live in production, you'll be able to go to your settings page and you'll be able to turn on creator subscriptions, and then that will add the subscribe button to your homepage. The other thing is that I haven't really showcased yet. I'll drop a screenshot of it in the threadcast as well, so just so you guys can see it. But when you post a subscriber only blog post or thread, it will have basically this icon that says that it's subscriber only, and you have to subscribe to that author in order to see the content. So I will grab a screenshot of this now and put it in the threadcast. But that's like kind of a cool way to advertise as well, is that whenever you make one of these posts, wherever it shows up, if someone tries to click on it that isn't one of your subscribers, they'll see why they can't read it, and it's because they can't decrypt it. Godfish said, do shorts work smoothly now? I know there were issues with 3Speak. Some were not uploaded a week or two ago. Yeah, I mean, if there's ever a 3Speak outage, I think that's really the only reason why a short won't get uploaded. We've completely smoothed the process of shorts. One thing I want to add is an indicator when 3Speak's having some issues. It's been a little difficult because we need to kind of build an API for this, but when 3Speak is having issues, I want to add an indicator that says, try again later. Essentially when you try to upload a short. So that will come soon. Ahmad Manga said, do you lose the subscribe button on your account if you lose your premium subscription? Yeah, if you don't renew your premium subscription, then your creator subscription will actually come to an end. So anyone that's paying you every month will obviously stop. Actually, the way that this works is kind of interesting. So we had a lot of different issues like this that we needed to solve for when we were kind of brainstorming how all this would work. So we were originally going to do it so that you got paid automatically from your creator subscription. But now we actually changed that model. You have to claim your creator subscription rewards. So you can claim them at any time whenever it's more than 5 HBD, obviously. So whenever there's something there, you can claim it. And you have to hit the claim button in order to receive the rewards. So essentially what we're going to do is because of the way that recurring payments work, we can't stop recurring payments once they've been started. On our end, only the user who started it can stop. So what we've done is by adding this claim button, if your premium subscription ends, you will no longer be able to claim the pooled up rewards. And after a certain period of time, they will actually just get refunded to all the users that were subscribed to you. So you have to maintain your premium subscription in order to have a creator subscription. But then if you ever reactivate it, then you can claim immediately. So it's kind of it actually kind of creates an incentive to keep your premium subscription going as well. Gary said all-in-one application. Yeah, I mean we're aiming to build, like I said, our niche audience is small to medium-sized creators, and we're building all of the tools into our platform to give them ways to monetize themselves. And no other platform is really servicing and this is, I actually put out a blog post a couple days ago talking about building a successful startup. And one thing you need to do is define a niche audience, and you need to dominate your niche. So one thing I really am focused on is, what is the INLEO niche and how can we dominate it? And I think small to medium-sized creators, that is our niche that we're aiming to dominate. So how can we, get in front of these users and show them that there's no other platform where they can go to and monetize themselves at the level that INLEO provides. And we do so through premiums, creator subscriptions, ad revenue, the Leo token, rewards pool, and the Hive rewards pool. So we have so many more ways for them to monetize themselves. And then also the referral system. We have so many more ways for them to monetize themselves. And that's the niche that I want to focus on. So that's a good point for this growth call, as well as like now we have a very defined niche. I think at points in our history of INLEO, we've had, our niche has been a little bit undefined because we've changed the platform so much. But I think that, going forward, our defined niche is small to medium-sized creators. So let's onboard all of them and have them bring their audiences as well, and just show them that there's so many things that they can do on this platform that they can't do anywhere else.
Yeah, and I imagine that we are going to have like I don't know the word, but when you miss a payment, you have like 3-5 days of like extending premium without paying, so people don't lose all of their subscribers, etc., etc. But also the yearly subscription is going to come pretty handy where like on this, because people will, like, if you have, I don't know, let's just say that you have $250 of income or of revenue from subscribers. You don't really want to lose this because you forget to pay $10 for your premium subscription. So it's just gonna come, like, my point is, it's gonna come very, very handy for creators to have a yearly subscription model.
Yeah. Yeah, I see a couple of good questions too that are all kind of interrelated. So Tassar said, is the post under the author's account or is it a proxy? So this is actually one of the reasons for the 2-day delay on the release. We made it so that they actually work very similar to threads. So it's actually a comment on a container post. So there's going to be a new container account specifically for subscriber only content. So when you make let's say you make a subscriber only blog post, when you make a subscriber only blog post, it doesn't get posted as a blog post on Hive. It gets posted as a comment from your account on the Hive blockchain underneath the new container account, specifically for subscriber feeds. And that comment, and this will relate to one of the other questions, that Self-Help for Trolls said, how does subscribe content avoid being free on other front ends? So by having it as a comment inside of a container, it's actually encrypted text in a comment on underneath a new container account. So a little bit complex to explain, but it's actually relatively simple in practice. When you make a subscriber only blog post or thread, it's creating a comment underneath a new container account, and the content that you publish is immediately encrypted in that comment. And in order to decrypt it, a user has to be subscribed to your account. So if other front ends pick up on this, and they obviously do because it all is still on the Hive blockchain, if any, like let's say you go to PeakD and you go to the container account for subscriptions and you look through the comments, all you're going to see is a wall of encrypted text. You're going to see comments from like Taskmaster, from my account, from Eric, from other people. But it's all going to, each comment is just going to be encrypted text. It will be nonsense to anybody that's trying to read it. So that's how we avoid, content being free on other platforms, but while still maintaining the motto that INLEO has, which is to put everything on chain. So we're still putting everything on chain, but we're doing it in a way that's encrypted, and we're also keeping it off of your main blog feed so that, I'm very aware, and I had so many conversations at HiveFest about this. I'm very aware of the issue and the social stigma around the L1 blog posts on Hive. You can only make so many of them a day. People get mad when you earn too many rewards. This is why INLEO has created these solutions with shorts. We have the proxy accounts. With threads, we have the container accounts and comments. And then now with subscriber content, we have the container accounts and encrypted comments. Keeping things off your main blog feed other than actual blog posts is something that I have a very strong opinion about. So we've built all these tools in such a way that will keep them off your feed and obviously not cause any social stigma issues for you when it comes to the Hive blockchain. Yeah, Self-Help for Trolls said, I personally don't mind people going to check out my premium stuff for free. I can use it more as a donation function, but many creators wouldn't be happy about a loophole. Yeah, so there's no loophole. You literally, there's only one way to view it, and that's to be able to decrypt it, and only subscribers can decrypt it using the INLEO interface. So yeah, I think that's good. And we kind of had a little bit of a conversation about that. Like if you want to use the creator subscription as more of a donation thing, you just have an understanding with your audience that you put out all your content for free as normal blog posts and normal threads. You don't use the subscriber only feature. But by subscribing to you, it's more of a donation to support your continued, usage of the chain and creations. So yeah, that's really just between you and your audience at the end of the day. And I think that's really cool. Task has said everything on chain. This is actually in alignment with Leo AI and the importance of building the database. Yeah, we can definitely. I think that Leo AI is much more of an AMA topic, but yeah, it's all this data is obviously going to the chain. Obviously, subscriber only content won't be readable by Leo AI, but the engagement will be readable. So like the fact that you're creating it, the upvotes, the engagement with it, that will all still be read by Leo AI, but the content of what you're putting out there won't be readable. So it still feeds the Leo AI database.
Kyle, I have a question. So we do have, well, we as a blockchain have an option for a chat, and apparently it's encrypted. And so I was thinking, maybe is there a way for us to, like, this may be probably AMA related, but is there a way for us to implement that the subscribers get access to an encrypted chat room with the creator?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I was actually scoping this out with the devs to see what would be possible in terms of doing that. Um, so down the line, I don't know when this will go live because, once we're done with this, Leo ads and Leo AI are kind of going to be the focus between now and the end of the year. So perhaps early 2025, we're going to launch a chat system. So you'll be able to DM other users on INLEO and it will still be on chain. And then with that, we'll also have, kind of Discord-like chat rooms that you can launch as well. And then in addition to that, you'll be able to do a subscriber only version of that. So you'll be able to say, you'll be able to like sort your DMs by subscribers of yours. So like you could tell people I only respond to DMs of people who are subscribed to me. And then you also will be able to have subscriber only Discord like chat rooms as well. So exactly what you just described behind the subscription paywall as well, but probably not until early 2025 to be completely honest.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds, because yes, of course, people want access to exclusive content, but also, and just going back to the same example that I give, uh, OnlyFans. One of the I've been reading a lot of uh, what's the word? It's not use case, business cases about Instagram, about TikTok, and OnlyFans, and one of the things that jumped to me the most was that uh, users on OnlyFans get subscribed because it makes them feel like they know the person because they have access to their DMs, they have access to, and of course, the niche is completely different to what we're building here. But in the end, the human needs or the human psychology is the same. People want to feel connected to the creator. People want to feel special. People want to feel like what they're paying for is worth more than the few bucks they are giving away. Creators who have mastered this and offer more value than what they receive are the ones that go exponential. But in the end, we want to give these creators the tools so that they can provide more value to their subscribers.
Yep.
Taskmaster said, build a feature with the idea of generating more data. That is what the future is. Then build AI related services, which has utility to the users, and that will generate exponentially more data. Rinse and repeat. Yeah, exactly. And that's the same foundations as what I just said. You build the AI, the users train it, the lions use it, and they receive more value from what they're paying, and they are helping the service get better. Gargi's going to sleep. Good night, Gargi.
I saw a few people mention Peak D's chat system. So yeah, I know that they have a solution for chat. That being said, the way that it works is not exactly how I want to do it. So I think that their system's really cool, but we're gonna have our own um, chat system because of the way that I want to encrypt all the information on chain, and then also put it behind the subscription paywall. So there might potentially be crossover. I'm not really sure, but the way I've designed it, at least, and I've got a GitLab that's private right now, but I'll set it to public later down the road of how I have it designed, and it's a little bit different. So my idea for a solution is just different. So maybe we can, once I put that GitLab live, you guys can ping the Peak D team and let them know. Maybe they can add to what they've built as well and make it more cross compatible. See what else we got. Self-Help for Trolls said monetization here is the most attractive for small medium creators. I think it's always been the undefined niche of Hive blogging. Yeah, I agree. I think on Hive it definitely has been the kind of niche that we've never really talked about. But I think it's I think at INLEO as a platform, I think we really need to start defining our niche, and not just in terms of the team, but also the community. We need to define the niche that we're really trying to dominate. Um, and I've been thinking about this a lot this week is, what niche are we trying to dominate? And, I've really landed on this small to medium sized creator that is the niche that we are trying to dominate. We should be going to every, you know, social media conference, every crypto conference. We should be in the DMs and the comment sections of every small medium creator on X and other platforms. Like, this is our niche, and we have the tools in place now for these creators to come to our platform and really monetize what they've built. And no other platform offers that. So I think it's time for us to take this defined niche and start running with it.
Yeah.
So
Morty sharing a Leonidas
oh yeah.
GIF.
I've seen Vic Van ask this question a few times now. And then Godfish also asked, so would subscriber only content be can subscriber only content be curated by non-subscribers that's not really suitable for established authors who get big upvotes? So creator subscriptions is going to be complete, like I just mentioned, it's completely separate from the main blog feed. So like, use Taskmaster as an example. He makes like 2 to 3 blog posts a day on the main blog feed. He can still continue to do two to three blog posts per day. Now he can write, you know, a third or fourth blog post, and put it behind the subscriber only paywall. And he's doing that not for the upvotes, but because he's doing it to build his subscriber base and give value to them. And in addition to that, actually, what we're going to do with those comments is that you actually can still curate them, much like a thread. You can still curate those encrypted comments if you want to. So the upvote button will actually still be there on subscriber only posts. And if you curate them, you know, you can still curate them like you would any other comment, thread, or blog post, but it won't be on the main blog feed. So just keep that in mind. Very similar to what we did with threads. So as you know, as a subscriber or not as a subscriber, you can still curate subscriber only content because it's still a comment on the Hive blockchain. It's still eligible for rewards pool rewards. But I think we should get away from this idea that everything needs to be in the rewards pool. You know, that's not the way that we need to do everything. There's so many other ways to monetize out there, and that's what creator subscriptions is all about. But yeah, technically, they still can be curated. I see Wananda just posted a screenshot of the new voter window. Yeah, I'm glad you like it. We were just kind of getting tired of the old window, so this will show obviously the breakdown of how much Hive and Leo rewards you got on, and who's voting on you, and how big the vote was relative to the total rewards earned. So definitely a cool window. I'm happy with the design of it. Ahmad Manga said it'll be weird curating a post you can't see because you're not subscribed to see it. Well, then don't curate it. It's not a blog post, it's a comment. So there's no auto voting. And if you don't care to curate it, then you don't have to. It's really that simple. I'm making
the
friends
vote
with a
window.
bunch of, what's that?
The vote window looks amazing. I mean, there's so much information there. And yes, to be honest, the previous vote window was I didn't really like it that much. So this one is huge improvement. Nice.
Yep. Yeah, and on mobile you can see it. So we had to get a little bit creative with how it works on mobile, but if you look behind the 3 dots menu, you'll be able to find it. Or if you don't have one-click voting enabled, it's actually on the upvote. What am I looking for? The vote slider module. Self-help Patrol said, I'm making friends with a bunch of people at Substack who feel it's impossible to monetize their work. Just wait till I tell them about Leo. Yeah, that's a huge point. And Eric, I think we should make a note about that for the ops team meeting next Monday. We should be going out and finding people on Substack who have like 10 or less subscribers and say, hey, you know, come to INLEO and launch the same subscription service. Like, you don't even need to stop using Substack. You can have both. Now you've got a Web2 way of getting paid, and you'll have a Web3 way of getting paid, and launch and just cross-post your private Substack content on INLEO. And then you'll actually keep, because Substack takes a much larger percentage of the money, in addition to the fact that you're getting paid in fiat. So you have to do KYC. And that's something I talked to Joel about as well, is like, he doesn't want to do KYC and get paid in fiat. Like he doesn't want to connect a bank account. So he wants to be able to earn crypto, have a subscription service. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are like that. there's this whole niche that we can dominate now of people. There is no other creator subscription service out there where people can subscribe to you monthly. You don't need to KYC. You don't need to connect a bank account because it's all done on chain and in crypto. So this is literally unlocking a whole new world of potential creators that we can onboard. And that's why I titled this growth call the way I did. I'm just catching up on all we've been going for over an hour, so I think we're going to jump off, but I just want to catch up on everything so we don't miss anybody.
Yeah, I was looking at you. You were very organized on going from each of them. I was following along, and I don't think you missed a lot. I'm at manga. Too bad, but I have to go early today. Don't worry, we are almost finished. Stay here for a few more minutes.
Yeah, we'll be done. We'll be done in less than 5. Self-help for trolls said I'll just rapid fire. I've got like 7 more open. That's how I'm staying organized, is I just open in a new tab as I go through the threadcast. But self-help for trolls said I fucking love Leo's solutions to Hive's problems. Yeah, thank you. I mean, I think we have some of the most creative solutions to the problems that are out there. Rather than just ignoring the problems or waiting for the L1 to catch up, we've just been building our own tools and solutions to those problems that I've been feeling for years on this chain. Morty said, what about statistics for subscriber only stuff? Will there be a dashboard, or can we utilize Leo AI to pull the stats? The usual ways may not be working because of the encryption. Yeah, I mean, we're going to have next to the claim button, you'll be able to see how many recurring subscribers you have. You'll also have an indicator of how much you're making per month. You'll have an indicator of how much total rewards you've made in the lifetime of your creator subscription. So, if it's been going for like a year and you've had an average of 100 subscribers, then obviously it'll be like $1,200 that you've earned throughout the lifetime of your creator sub. So we'll have some data like that. And then, Leo AI may be able to give you more deep statistics. So you'll be able to say, who's been subscribed to me for the longest, who has been subscribed to me for 6 months, but then recently canceled. You'll be able to ask like more nuanced questions to Leo AI about that stuff. Let's see if I can get the last of these. I already answered that one. Vincent Sealer asked about how it's going to show on other, how will a subscriber only blog posts show on other UIs, for example. I talked about that a little bit, but basically it'll just show as an encrypted comment. So it won't really look like much to other UIs. It'll just look like a comment with unreadable text. This was Ahmad Manga said this earlier about pulling the total on-chain transactions for INLEO. He said, do total on-chain transactions versus total transactions made through INLEO.io specifically. Yeah, I think that would be a cool metric to show how many transactions INLEO is doing relative to the whole chain. He also said, can you pull a percentage of how many people threaded more last month and how many decreased their monthly thread count to this month? Yeah, that might be another cool data point for the team. Eric, if you want to make a note of that one.
Unique people threading and how much they threaded.
How much did people thread? Basically pull the month-to-month data of like individual users who dropped their thread activity from last month to this month. So like who made 100 threads last month, but then made 30 this month.
Yeah.
Tass said network effects is the basis for a digital platform. You have 1,000 users with subscriptions. There will be a ton of activity. 1,000 serious content creators with subs will use shorts and threads in addition to other marketing tools. Yeah, it's all exponential network effects based. So we just need to get that initial momentum going. Went on to said, suggestion, I think it's preferable to publish subscriber only content on our blog feed and not in any community. What do you think? Yeah, it won't actually go to your blog feed and it won't go to any community. It will be a comment inside of a container that is encrypted. So it'll work actually very similar to threads. It'll just have an extra encryption component to it. Ahmad Manga said, what if I waited a week before renewing my premium, or what if I waited a month? If you don't have an active premium subscription, you won't be able to claim your creator subscription rewards. So it'll be that simple. So you'll have to, there'll actually be a button that'll say you need to re-enable premium in order to claim these rewards. And if you don't claim them after a certain period of time, they will actually just get refunded to all the people that subscribe to you. Vic Van said, I noticed premium members thread and engage more. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think premium adds a whole value matrix to the platform and ecosystem where, by being premium, you're incentivized to be more active because you're paying to use the platform. So kind of has a really nice self-feeding mechanism to it. I think that pretty much covers us. There's a lot of questions here that I think we should push to the AMA. This is more, we kind of made this a little bit of an AMA, but this is more meant to be focused on growing the platform and how we can get creators into the ecosystem and users as well. So if you have any questions that feel like an AMA question, just hold it for next Tuesday. Self-help for trolls said, if anyone wants to hunt on Substack, they have something like threads on Substack. You can get to know people there and leave links to your Leo content in your posts. No need to push too hard. Yeah, I think Substack is going to be a really good audience, really good target audience for us. So we should start making an effort to get there.
Are you there, Kyle?
What's that?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't sure if I lost you. Morty, is there a strong woman behind Kyle supporting him to keep him strong for INLEO? And he just put the 300 movie gif.
That's pretty funny. I don't know. Maybe you'll have to subscribe and find out.
Yeah, I mean, behind the paywall, you could actually put more personal information so that people connect more with you. Maybe you just post your general thoughts and opinion and philosophy kind of things for the public just to hook them up, and you publish the actual personal stuff behind the paywall.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, because a lot of things you don't want to put out, like there's a lot of things that I don't want to share on threads because I don't want it to just be publicly on the internet. And you're totally right. I can just post that I can post that behind my paywall.
Yeah. Oh, maybe
Self-help
there's
for trolls said, if anyone wants
I
advice about onboarding from Substack, feel free to reach out. Yeah, Eric, do you mind reaching out to him and talk to him about some things that we can do to onboard people from Substack? I think we should create like a whole plan for that.
yeah, boy, yeah, definitely. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something cool, but someone knocked on the door. What was it? Forgot about it. Let me read the comments. Maybe it'll come back. Oh yeah. So there are some websites that do not allow you to screenshot the window whenever you are on like doing something important, like for example, bank passwords and stuff like that. You cannot actually screenshot when the interface detects that you're taking a screenshot, it goes blank. So maybe we could do that um for the subscriber only content. That way it stays private.
Yeah, there might be a way that we can do that to prevent that. And then, I mean, the other obvious thing is that if people are sharing it, you can boot them from your creator subscription and then also mute them on the platform. So yeah, I mean, if anyone's caught doing that, it will be hit with pretty hard downvoting and muting because you're stealing proprietary, that's an artist's work is meant to be proprietary and intellectual property. So if they put it behind a paywall, it's there for a reason. So if there's any creators out there that start reporting someone doing that, we will be hitting them with pretty hard force and action.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it just adds a layer of security or I forgot the word, but yeah, like people will feel more private sharing that whatever they are sharing. behind the paywall. Yeah, and of course, Luis, you can just take a photo with your cell phone of your screen, but
Right.
it's just an added layer, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
Taskmaster says the Lions Den is in a little less than 23 hours. Yes, definitely. See you there tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST on Taskmaster's profile on X.
Yep, 1 p.m. Eastern, Lions Den. I'll be there in the comment section. But I think we're caught up. So I think we talked about some good things, like defining the niche, I think is a really probably the most important thing we talked about today, which is, now we've got this creator subscription tool. It's time to we've got this defined niche of small to medium-sized creators. Let's go out and really make sure we're onboarding all these people and letting them know that they could be earning a lot, earning a lot and monetizing their audience on INLEO in a way that they can't do it on other platforms. I think that that's kind of our elevator pitch selling point. Any closing thoughts, Eric?
No, I think I'm good.
Sweet.
I mean, I just want to reiterate, follow, well, you're already following the INLEO account, but whatever Cal or whatever INLEO, or when I'm posting about INLEO or Hive, if you see that content, engage with it. Let's help the algorithm help us reach more people on X. X is our target audience. So, and we're basically using it as a second office to reach out to more people. So, just try to be a little bit more active there just to support us. Like, you don't even have to do anything else. In fact, you shouldn't, because you are a lion. But in the end, if you're more active there towards us, we will reach more people.
100%. Sweet. Sounds good. Well, I will thanks Eric. Thanks everybody for joining. I will see you guys in the Lions Den tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. See you guys.